Well, hello, this is Bishop Udell, and I am bringing you another World Missions article. This one's written in Union Gospel Press, and the name of the writer is Thomas R. Chamara. Listen to what he says. You may have heard the expression, quote, he was a brick, unquote. A few of us, however, know the origin and significance of it. The term, quote, brick, unquote, implies all that is brave and loyal. Plutarch, in writing about the king of Sparta, tells how the phrase was coined. Quote, an ambassador on a diplomatic mission visited the famous city, knowing that its strength was acclaimed throughout all of Greece. He had expected to see massive fortresses surrounding the town, but he found nothing of the kind. Surprised, exclaimed to the ruler, quote, sir, you have no fortifications for defense. Why is this? Unquote. Quote, but we are well protected, unquote. The king answered, come with me tomorrow, and I will show you the walls of Sparta, unquote. The next day, he led us guests to the plain where the army was drawn up in full battle array. Pointing proudly to his soldiers who stood fiercely in place, he said, quote, behold, the walls of Sparta, 10,000 men, and every man a brick, unquote. Joshua led an army made up of, quote, men of war, unquote, in Joshua 6:3, to overcome and capture the city of Jericho, which thought it was protected by a wall of bricks and mortar. The real bricks in this historical episode, though, were Joshua, his mighty men of valor, and the accompanied priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant and blew trumpets. God used this unique and fearless band of warriors to grant a magnificent victory for his people. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 14 through 16 reveals a biblical principle that God always causes his evangelic ministers to triumph in Christ. This triumph is seen not only when people are being saved, but also when the Lord's enemies are defeated. In every instance, and among all peoples of the world, Christ is triumphant. Quote, the history of the efforts of missionaries in Tahiti is a most wonderful one. For 15 years, there was not one convert. The London Missionary Society seriously debated recalling their missionaries and giving their efforts to some other fields. After an earnest debate, it was decided to continue the work, and letters were sent to the missionaries telling them of the decision. Quote, now, notice a wonderful tract and a fact. A vessel sailed from London for Tahiti, and at the same time, a vessel sailed from Tahiti for London. And they passed each other in mid-ocean, one containing letters to the missionaries telling them to go on not with fruitless character of their labors. And the other letters from the missionaries to the society in London saying that a great revival had spread over Tahiti, that the idol temples were destroyed, and that the idol gods were surrendered. And those gods were on that vessel on their way to London, where they are now to be seen in the Missionary Society Museum. And that comes from www.elborn.org. Paul Rader, 1878 to 1938, was an evangelist who pastored Moody Church in Chicago, Illinois. Mr. Rader also served as president of the Christian and Missionary Alliance. A pioneer in Christian broadcasting, Mr. Rader wrote many gospel hymns, one of which is called, quote, "The Victory," unquote. Here it is. No more need fear and no more need doubting. No more need pride control in my life. I may be free from all condemnation. I can have victory now in the strife. I take the life of victory, not I, but Christ himself in me. He conquers all. He sets me free. I take, he gives the victory. Thank you, Thomas R. Tomorrow. And Lord willing, every week, I'll have something else to share with you from the mission field. I trust that you all continue to pray for our missionaries overseas, all over. Some of them don't get a big name. Many of them die and you never hear of them, but they are over there battling evil forces. Now, maybe you can't go or don't want to go, but pray for those who are going to these places where their lives are in jeopardy almost every moment of the day. Pray for them. And don't just pray. Send some money to their missionary group that'll keep them going because they need material, supplies, food, clothing, everything else that you need. So please pray for the missionaries who are around the world. And I'll share something else with you in the next week or so. God bless you.